5 U.S. Navy bombers took off from Florida on a clear December afternoon in 1945. Hours later, they vanished. No radio contact, no wreckage, no trace of 14 men. Then, the rescue plane sent to find them also disappeared, convinced he was flying the wrong way. What really happened to Flight 19? Tonight, we uncovered the chilling truth behind the ocean's most enduring mystery. December 5th, 1945. The war had been over for just a few months. The world was exhausted, but training continued. Young pilots still needed flight hours to qualify for duty. At 2:10 p.m., Flight 19, composed of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, prepared for Navigation Problem Number 1, a routine exercise that would take them east over the Atlantic, north over the Bahamas, and then back west to Florida. The lead pilot was Lieutenant Charles Carroll Taylor, an experienced Navy instructor with over 2,500 flight hours. Behind him were 4 student pilots, each commanding their own Avenger with 2 or 3 crewmen aboard. They took off under clear skies and calm seas. Nothing unusual. The radio transcripts from the first hour of flight show normal communication, correct bearings, and calm voices. But then, something changed. Around 3:45 p.m., radio operators in Fort Lauderdale received a faint, static-laced transmission. It was L.T. Taylor. "This is FT-28. Both my compasses are out. I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm over land, but it looks unfamiliar." The message stunned the controllers. Taylor and his squad should have been over the open ocean, not land. If he was seeing islands, he must have been over the Bahamas, east of Florida, but Taylor believed he was over the Florida Keys, far to the west. That single error would determine everything that followed. Controllers urged him to fly west, toward the setting sun, to reach the mainland. But Taylor refused, insisting he was already over the Gulf of Mexico. He turned northeast instead, deeper into the Atlantic. The weather began to deteriorate. Wind, rain, and low visibility set in. Static overwhelmed the radio. By 5 p.m., communication became intermittent. One of the pilots was heard saying, "If we just headed west, we'd get home." But Taylor's voice cut through. "We're not going west. Keep heading north." That was the last time anyone heard them clearly. At 7:30 p.m., the Navy launched a massive search and rescue operation. 2 PBM Mariner flying boats were dispatched from Banana River Naval Station. These were large aircraft designed for long-range ocean searches and carried 13 men each. Within 20 minutes, one of the PBMs, Training 49, also disappeared from radar. A nearby tanker reported a sudden, mid-air explosion and a patch of burning fuel on the water. No bodies were recovered. The second rescue plane found nothing but black waves and rain. By dawn, 300 planes and 21 ships scoured more than 250,000 square miles of ocean. Not a single trace of Flight 19 or the missing Mariner was ever found. In the weeks that followed, the Navy conducted an exhaustive inquiry. Over 500 pages of testimony, radio logs, and weather data were analyzed. The conclusion was complicated. Taylor was blamed for becoming disoriented and leading his formation in the wrong direction. However, some officers believed his compasses might have genuinely malfunctioned due to magnetic interference, a real phenomenon in the region. Others speculated that radio triangulation errors confused both pilots and controllers, a perfect storm of human and technical failure. In 1947, the Navy amended its report. Cause of accident: unknown. That single phrase fueled decades of speculation. By the 1960s, the story had taken on a life of its own. Books, tabloids, and documentaries claimed supernatural explanations: time warps, alien abductions, portals to another dimension. But the truth was more grounded, and perhaps more tragic. In the 1990s, researchers reanalyzed the original flight plan and weather data. They concluded that Taylor likely mistook the Bahamian Islands for the Florida Keys, turning northeast instead of west. The formation probably ran out of fuel around 7:50 p.m. and crashed somewhere east of the Bahamas in waters nearly 3 miles deep. The Gulf Stream currents would have quickly scattered any debris, making recovery almost impossible. As for the Mariner rescue plane, its volatile fuel system was known for leaks. The mid-air explosion reported by the tanker was likely the Mariner itself. No mysteries, no aliens, just a chain of ordinary human errors multiplied by the unforgiving sea. In 1989, an underwater search team led by Graham Hawkes explored several potential crash sites near Florida. They found dozens of World War II aircraft wrecks, but none matched Flight 19's serial numbers. To this day, the exact location of the Avengers remains unknown. For decades, families of the lost crew continued to send letters to the Navy, hoping for closure. Many of those letters remain archived, faded, handwritten notes pleading for answers that never came. Flight 19 remains both a legend and a cautionary tale: how a simple navigational error became the seed of one of history's most enduring mysteries. They weren't cursed. They weren't abducted. They were brave young men caught between the limits of human technology and the vastness of nature. Somewhere out there, beneath miles of dark Atlantic water, 5 steel Avengers still rest, silent witnesses to a moment when confusion met catastrophe. The story of Flight 19 reminds us that even legends are built on truth, and sometimes the truth is haunting enough.